everybody! Welcome to this week's episode of Dungeons and Demigods on Azure Wings. It's
Dungeons and
Demigods.
Dungeons and Demigods.
We're back again for another episode of our Percy Jackson themed Dungeons and Dragons game, and our players today are in Discord order, starting with our lovely child of Thanatos.
Hello, I am Mr. V from the Adventures of Mr. V on TikTok, and today I am playing Jackson, son of Daddy Death.
And then we have, I was gonna move past it, but then you all acknowledge the fact that he called him that.
He's gonna take our whole crew back so goddamn quick.
He is. The next two players coming to us from the same camera are...
Hi, I'm Bertie the Bard of Bertie the Bard on all social medias, and I'm playing Maximus Armstrong, and he's a strong guy, and he's the son of Hercules, and he's really cool, and he's the leader of this little quest that we got going on here.
Cool. Hi, I'm Imi. This is the first time I've done an intro, so I'm playing Lena King, who's a child of Eos. I know, it's new times for everyone. I'm a child of Eos, who is the goddess of dawn. My socials are Imi Claire. That's everything.
Yes.
It is. Next player up is one of our multiple resident goths.
Hello, I am Val, also known as the Nerdy Niffler. This is a Niffler. This is not my first intro, but I'm bad at them.
How do you know he's
I'm
nerdy?
the Nerdy Niffler on He can hear you! Don't come for him this way. I raised him as a nerd. That's right. Stay that way, Bertie. I am the Nerdy Niffler, or not so nerdy according to Bertie, on Twitter, TikTok, and the Insta of Graham, I think. I also play Morgan, I forgot her name, who uses she, they pronouns, and I use they, them pronouns. Now over to my wife!
Hello, I am Bonnie. I go by Chaotic Bonnie on all the socials. I play Zinnia, child of Lethe. And over on Fae Fiends and Friends, I play Kat, a bitchy sorority sorcerer on Witches of Woodside, and that is it.
Well,
we just got raided!
Before we get to my intro, we just got raided by Commune, good friend of ours.
What a great time for you guys to raid, we just started!
Just at the beginning. Yeah, we just now started.
So stay for the duration, you're here forever.
Yeah. And we were just getting through our introductions. You just missed the introductions of all of our players. But hi, it's
do it again.
Aaron, also known as... No, we're not doing that again. As at Obsidian Olive. I am the Dungeon Master here, and on our conjoined Wednesday campaign over on twitch.tv/Schooner later, which someone will drop a link to in the chat. Yeah, we're about to get back into our campaign. Because, you know, last week we left off in a bit of a mysterious area. Well, getting into it, we have our 5 demigods, previously 4, but they were joined by Lena, child of Eos last episode, as the 5 of them are on their way to the Sea of Monsters to hopefully convince the Serpent Kycrides to not bring down Olympus as part of the Ophiomachy, a rising of serpents that has been Who does not have their phone muted? Who is it? -1 inspiration. I see you. -1. So, let's see here. We got like 3 rules. That's
You
one of
better
them.
be
It's
sorry.
I also woke up at 5:30. Fuck off.
V, you're gonna be sorry.
Ooh, yeah, you are. So
Thank you for reminding me to put my phone on silent.
can we all just take a moment and just remember that our phones have a little silent switch? Thank
When
you.
is my
Mine
phone
doesn't.
not on silent?
No, we don't.
Yeah, you guys turn your phones off silent?
Your
Anyway.
notifications on?
The 5 of our demigods are currently making their way south, hoping to avoid the forces of Delphine, another massive serpent from the Ophiomachy, and mate to Python, a serpent that was defeated last winter. They were attacked last week by some serpents who were fried via some radiation magic from our local child of Eos.
Microwave.
Microwaved. That was gross. But as
Horrible and
they
cold on the
left off,
outside and
each of them
roasting hot in
having
the middle.
these interrogation-style conversations with one another, all of them unable to communicate like normal human beings. Lena was standing at the front of the ship and noticed in the distance a small singular island with one palm tree and a woman sitting at a table. And that's where we left off. So, Lena, you're there at the front. You've called to attention everyone else at the boat. What are you doing?
At the end of our session, I called to Morgan, who is now turned around and is coming back to the front of the boat with me to look at the strange island with someone on it. I think I'm just gonna wait for everyone else to get here, because I'm just gonna be staring at her like I don't know what the fuck Chiron signed me up for quite yet. Still, it might not be this.
Valid. Morgan, you stand on top of the boat at this point because Lena has pointed out you also see this small island, and you can hear the sound of footsteps as the rest of you come up from below decks, where you had previously been relaxing with the ghost party.
Question. Does Jack still have all of the after sun I've been putting on his face?
This is
the aloe vera.
Maybe 45 minutes after the fight with the serpents.
So yes, he had to leave it on.
Yeah. Yeah, Jax, you're walking above decks and you just have this like creamy sheen to your face as Max has been massaging aloe vera into your skin for the past 15 minutes. I see a hand up from Zinnia.
I'm gonna ask my most annoying question yet. Does this look familiar, or do I recognize this?
You do not recognize this in any way. This is completely foreign to you.
New horizons.
Interesting.
Hey, what's going on up here?
There's an island, and I really don't think that's meant to be there, because we're like several hundred feet away from a shoreline. So...
Well, that's spooky.
Yeah, it's not great.
Okay. As leader, I'm gonna say we should weigh anchor and we should go over there. Jax, that's where you...
How are we gonna go over there if we weigh anchor?
We go over there and then we weigh anchor.
Okay. I can arrange that.
We could just ignore it and just keep going.
But this is so much fun. Island in the middle of the ocean with a mysterious woman on it and who is probably going to mean us harm.
Well, that's, when you're on a quest, you have to answer the call to adventure.
DM, is the Pegasus I came on still on the boat, or has...
Yeah, Minstrel has just been kind of sunbathing in the water. I don't think you fed him since getting here, though, so he's probably just, like, has his head, like, mane kind of drifting over one side of the boat, looking wistfully at, like, a floating piece of seaweed as it goes by.
I should have remembered to feed him. I got distracted by microwaving monsters.
I mean, to be fair, you've only been here less than a day. You haven't even long rested with this crew yet.
He's probably fine. So, okay, Max, instead of us all weighing anchor, do you want me to just get on the Pegasus and just circle it to see if I can see anything from the top first?
That sounds like a good idea, and I appreciate your contribution to the situation.
So yeah, I'd like to get on Minstrel and at least do a circle of the island to see what's on it.
Yeah, you can easily throw out a single whistle to Minstrel, which has him stand up at attention. You throw yourself over onto the saddle and fly off the deck. The rest of you feel this shaking to the boat as the Pegasus kicks off and goes into the air. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Just clear some space in this dice tray that has 1,000,000 dice in it.
That's not amazing.
That's not great.
Your perception's good, so that's 16 total. 8 plus 8.
16.
8 plus 8. All right, 16. So,
I'm just rolling bad. today.
Good to know. Yeah, you've rolled very poorly today. For anyone who doesn't know, I had them roll a bunch of d20s before the session began, and you rolled 4 numbers underneath 10. That's your 5th one underneath 10.
She rolled 3 underneath 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You take off into the air, and you doing a single round around this island. The island is not large. It's maybe 40 to 50 feet across. The single palm tree and the woman sit there. Her face is obscured to you from the shadows, but you can see from with a 16, you can see from the movement of her shoulders that she is watching you as you do a fly around. Because you have proficiency in aquatic vehicles, I would say that you would also know that the sandbar closest to the beach, because there's a trireme, you would easily be able to bring the front of the boat all the way up to. Mm-hmm. Besides that, there's not a lot on this island. It's pretty desolate.
Okay. So I'm gonna take Minstrel back to the boat and land, and get off him.
Yeah.
Land back off. Land and then get off his back. It's the sentence I was trying to form.
But back off of him, maybe.
Back off, yeah, one of them. I'm off him. I'm on the boat again. So yeah, it's just her. And a palm tree. There's nothing else. I mean, we can do Max's idea and go up to the sand bank really easily, but there's not a lot there.
Well, people in the middle of the ocean don't just show up.
Maybe she's in trouble. We should help out.
Yeah, because there's no other boat, so I don't know how she got here in the first place.
Maybe she was marooned like in that Pirates movie.
Morgan, just roll me a straight int check.
It could be a prison.
Alrighty then. I forgot I put so much into it. Is this an int check?
Just a straight int check.
Okay, I got a 17.
17. In every myth ever, when someone comes across a singular person who's put themselves in the path of their quest, it's probably a god.
Morgan realizes this and is like, okay.
Yeah, let's just ignore them. Nothing bad will happen there.
Let's just ignore them. Let's just go.
Let's just...
There's one thing gods historically don't mind. It's being overlooked.
Let's just ignore them.
Yeah, Morgan's gonna slowly back away from the group until she's by the edge of the boat. And then he's going to cast Fly. And he's just gonna be like, I'm gonna go check it out. This was getting boring. Bye!
Yeah, you guys hear a... as you guys turn, and Morgan at this point has just released a wave of green magic underneath her palms that has propelled her off the deck and just calls out behind, it's getting very boring, bye, and just begins to bridge the 200-foot gap at this point between you guys and this small island.
Okay, come on, let's get this thing going, Jax.
Yeah,
okay.
I will get the ghosts to...
All right, between Max, Lena, and Jax, the three of you kind of working in tandem. Lena doing most of the actual order giving out because she understands how boats work, whereas Max is being very helpful, going, "We're 50 feet out, we're 40 feet out."
Getting some of the manual labor.
Yeah, and Jax commanding all the different ghosts. The three of you can get the boat in, but before that,
also I'd like to feed Minstrel a protein bar.
I mean,
I don't think horses eat protein bars.
You see him do that horse thing where you hold it out in your palm and you're like, and it's long, 6-inch long horse tongue touches it, and he's like, no, and he just backs off of it.
Is there any part of it the horse tongue didn't touch?
Yeah, it only touched like the top half, so like the bottom half is fine.
Oh no, I can't snap off the top half. It just chucks it off the other. It chucks it over the side.
There's a very grateful fish somewhere.
Did you just with the wrapper?
No,
Did
not
you
with
just
the wrapper.
litter in the
No,
ocean?
the wrapper goes back in his
I'm
bag.
about to say roll for Poseidon.
Okay.
You leave no trace.
Just the food part.
Yeah. So, Morgan, you would, as you're flying over, would reach the island significantly faster than the other four. It's a bit uncomfortable, to be honest. As you fly over the ocean, you look down, and involuntarily, there's like this small lurch in your stomach as it is still open ocean approaching the island. And you look down, and 5-6 feet below the surface of the water, you cannot see what is below you. But you make it across, and you come to a stop above the island. You're maybe 10 feet over beach at this point. And there's just a woman there fingering a necklace of some kind. She has darker hair, like brown edging on black hair, with copper-toned skin. You can't see her eyes at the moment as they're kind of obscured from the location she's at, but she's wearing this fine white cloth gown, and she's wearing a pair of Grecian sandals that she's got buried in the edges of the sand underneath the very plain-looking wooden table.
Morgan is going to keep flying, but go down till she's hovering, so she's just slightly in front of her. Just as a quick scout around, do I get a feel for any of this? Like, I get a feel whether she's gonna pull out a knife and go, yeah!
Okay, make me an insight check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
This is the vibe check.
Vibe check this god.
Insight check. 15?
15? As you begin to lower yourself slowly, hovering just a few inches off the ground at this point, you look at the woman, and she looks up at you, and a lazy smile crosses her lips, and you can see now these, like, gold bronze irises of her eyes. She looks up at you. She gives off the air of someone who was very patiently waiting and is now pleasantly surprised that someone has appeared. Doesn't seem immediately dangerous, but definitely on the level of, oh yeah, this is a god. This is someone that could smack me out of the sky if they wanted to.
And Morgan's gonna very slightly incline head.
And you see her chin raises slightly.
Greetings. Morgan Petrov,
Hello,
daughter of Hecate.
Oh, I am very aware. Now, I believe before we get into it, we should wait for your friends to arrive. And as she motions, those of you on the boat, you would feel this, like, as you're kind of like having Max, you're down below deck, the ghosts, each of you like rowing at this point. You've pulled up the sails to very finely control you moving into the island. There's this moment of like, Lena, because you're at the front of the ship, you would kind of see this. The waves sort of all just seem to exactly line up at just the right time to allow the pressure in front of the boat to be lower and behind the boat to be higher, and you guys just slide smoothly the rest of the distance between where you were and the island, and come to a very gentle stop at the island.
Land ho! And Max is just gonna vault over the side.
Yeah, I imagine you don't even like make your way up to the top deck. You just go through like one of the little like portholes that the oars go
as we
through.
were like approaching land, I would have gone to the top deck.
Okay, sounds good. You feet landing in sand. You see before you that there's Morgan still kind of gently floating there, and this woman, very nicely reclined. You see now the chair she's sitting in is this like wicker rocking chair that somehow seems to perfectly work in the sand still.
Morgan, the land's okay. You can walk on it. You don't need to float.
It just slowly looks out at you in the corner of her eye. He's like, "Thank you, Max. You are correct." And slowly lowers herself to the ground.
The other three, do you disembark from the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, over the next
I'll be
minute.
the last one out.
Yeah, over the next minute or
Jack's
so, you
orders
can
the
each.
crew to sail away.
Yeah, I'll make sure that
Jackson, my boat now.
I'll make sure that the ship is like secured before we get off it. But yeah.
It seems almost supernaturally wedged into the sands of this island. You don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon without the permission of whoever this person is.
Trapped.
We're in danger.
So
We
we
are
better not piss off this this person.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be
Hello.
rude not to.
Actually, let me check something real quick.
Well, hi there. My
Let us
name's
see
Max
here.
Armstrong. Good to meet you. This is my.
Checking
This is you guys can introduce yourselves.
Okay, because of your ridiculous, oh no, actually, this would not be information that you would have, Zinnia. This would not be information you would have, because it occurred after you were born, so never mind. The only person who would immediately recognize this person is Jax. As you're the last one to jump off of the ship, you would see this woman is playing with this bronze circular medallion that is wrapped with this nice reddish sash across her neck, and you recognize that medallion immediately. It is the symbol of Cabin 19, minor goddess Taiki, goddess of luck.
That's nice.
You would be the only person to immediately recognize that, however.
Morgan's gonna look over to you. Just go. This is the part where you introduce yourself.
Guys.
As you say that, Jack steps forward and goes, "Hello, goddess of luck." It's nice to be recognized. I guess I'm just lucky that way.
Right. Yeah. And then this is just Zinnia and Lena. You should embarrass.
Zinnia and I.
This is
Zinnia now. And
Yeah.
then you, darling?
Lena King, daughter of Eos.
Please come sit. And as she says that, she waves her hands, and drifting out of the sands are very similar, like very nicely polished wooden chairs that all just kind of appear at the edges of the chair, rising out of the at the edges of the table, rising out of the sands.
Oh, well, thank you. And Maxie's gonna sit opposite other end of the table.
All right. Do you each take positions at the table?
Yeah.
May I offer you some refreshments, some drinks?
Why, if I'd go for a water, that'd be good.
All right then. And you see, like, she moves her hand in such a way that, like, it looks almost like there's always been a cup there, but you're very sure there hasn't been. And she sits it down in front of you and slowly sits cups down in front of each of you. And without you wishing for it, she taps the edges at each of them. She seems to have just guessed whatever your favorite beverage was.
Oh, in that case, he's drinking Gatorade.
Definitely Gatorade. It's a sour taste like Powerade, and then it fixes itself to Gatorade, and you're like, much better.
And Zinnia picks up their orange juice and starts drinking it.
Well, darlings, how goes the quest thus far?
Well, we kind of just set off. But we got a ship and a crew, which I think when we're heading to Sea of Monsters is pretty useful. And we already got a new quest member. It's Lena. She wasn't there when we set off, but shortly afterwards, Kyron sent us to help us out because we didn't have anyone who knew how to sail a ship.
Interesting. How about the rest of you? How's your experience been?
About like any other quest for me, really.
Yes, curious.
Well, when you have contact with your father on the quest, I see that as a bonus.
Ah, yes, I did notice an air of death on that ship.
Oh, it's all
wrinkled.
Thank you.
And I'm not bored yet, so that's always a good sign for a quest.
Yo, how can we help you? Do you need to help someone? Do you need us to help you get off this island?
Do any of you have proficiency in? No, none of you have proficiency in it. Okay, never mind.
Religion, probably.
Don't like that.
No, I have proficiency in religion.
No, I had no idea.
She looks at you and she goes, "Why ever should I need a favor done?"
Did she introduce herself as Taiki?
Jack said it, and she seemed to agree with him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. A lot of the time when gods show up, they want demigods to do something for them. So, I just thought I'd offer.
Well, to be precise, I did not come asking for a favor, but with an offer.
Oh.
You see, it can be so dreadfully... And she pauses and looks over at Morgan. Boring. To be lucky all of the time.
You want to be unlucky. Sorry.
Oh no, that is my sister's profession. I simply like to take things... how to say... in the location of chance. Because even if you're lucky all the time, there's always a chance that things could go wrong.
Like when,
So,
when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and you roll a 1 on your d20. Max has played D&D in universe. He has played D&D.
Say that the reference seemed to like go over her head, but she instead just goes, "Yes, something like that."
In a game with so many dice, I would have thought she'd be interested in that, but okay.
She's not quite caught up with the times yet. She's not like a couple of the
still
gods.
Wearing ancient Greek robes.
She's still back in 5th edition. She's still back in 5th edition.
Yeah, a lot of the gods you met, like Mr. D, or a couple of the gods who visited while the cabins were being made, they all wore more modern clothes. She's very much still behind the times, because luck doesn't need to change. Well, what I was going to suggest was perhaps a game.
A game of
What kind
what?
of game and what are the terms for what you want?
Well, it's not all that exciting if I set all of the terms. So how about I set the game, and perhaps the children set the terms?
Okay.
What precisely game would be playing before we agree?
A game of chance. I think past that, it's a little unfair.
I'm just saying if there's like a Russian roulette element to it, we'll probably be a little bit wary.
Oh no, that's part of the stakes. If one of you wants to offer up your lives, that's up to you.
Anybody? Do you fancy it?
Not today.
I don't fancy putting up my life. I think that's a little steep, but you know, if other things, I got.
How about this? Whatever you put up, I will put up something I believe of equal value.
Interesting.
Do we have anything to put up?
Anything we got on us? I got a.
Oh, it doesn't need to just be physical, darling. Anything can suffice. Service, memories, face.
Slowly turn to Zinnia.
Just
Even gold. I don't care much the stakes, as long as there are some.
So, like, for example, if I got a, he just turns his war club upside down and shows the Hydra tooth on the other end, and he's like, if I put up this Hydra tooth, what would you put in exchange?
Remind me, the Hydra tooth, very rare item?
I think so.
Let me pull up some notes real quick.
Yo, let's have a bunch of teenagers gamble. That's a good idea.
You see that she
We're
takes
such a
her
knob,
hands.
Jax.
She takes her hands, and as she puts them above, you guys finally notice that she has like those like half-inch long like really long extended nails that are painted this beautiful like tortoiseshell green color. And she waves her hands like this, and as she does so, she produces this triangular green scale about yay big. I would offer up the scale of a Riordan dragon.
Oh. Hydrofang's rare, not very rare.
I know.
Okay.
I checked the document.
And that... Okay. And what's the game?
Well, first you have to set the terms, and then you get to know the rules of the game.
Okay.
Zinnia will just think for a moment and say, I can offer up the memories of a Demigods maiden.
Now that's interesting. Let's see here. How about I play 2 separate games? One for your tooth, and the other for these memories with separate stakes. I offer up, for the memories of a maiden, the location of the trove of a young maiden. Of treasure. And trust me, it's on the way towards your quest.
It's up to you, Zinnia. They're your memories.
She's just offering up one set of memories, just to be clear.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. Sure. I have plenty to spare.
Alright, well, it's never fun to have your dessert before dinner, so we're going to start with the lower stakes game. And if anyone else wants to offer anything up while we're playing, feel free to think about it. And you see that she taps the table once, and as she does so, the wood of the table seems to, like, stretch and morph. To suddenly, it, like, raises in a conical shape, and then slams back down where there's 2 cylindrical wooden cups. And she waves her hands, and those of you who are not sitting directly across from her get pushed to the side and brought forward on the sides of the table to watch this game happen.
Okay.
Max, you actually are left exactly where you were because you were already sitting at the head of the table.
I know, but lots of things happening.
Yeah. And there is a small cup in front of you. I assume that since we are playing on the ocean, a game of pirates should do. I find it, and she flicks her hair, and as she does so, this like tri-fold hat with a red feather appears. Something pirate and festive, maybe. I see a Zinnia hand.
Can I use Abandoned Mastery to give Max
I'm not sure it's gonna help. This is more me versus
Are
Aaron,
you
I think.
Are you doing it secretly, or are you being out in the open about it?
They're gonna be out in the open about it. They never said anything about giving them advantage or like raising the chances of luck.
As you do so, you lean over and you tap you tap on the shoulder of Max.
Zinnia will say, just so they don't anger them. Can we raise our chances of luck?
Oh, by all means. It's no fun if you're not prepared to lose.
Okay, then they're going to try and give Abandoned Mastery to Max.
Okay, what skill are you giving Max proficiency in? You can choose a tool proficiency? Okay, the game specifically, that's why I was asking. Because, fair warning, this is going to be more than just Birdie and I playing the game. There will be parts of this game involved in lying, deceiving, reading other people.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. So you're giving him proficiency in the game itself. Well, you could always choose to bet something. All right. So, Max.
And, I'm also going to like as she does that, I'm just gonna like, you know, limber up a bit and cast guidance on myself.
Sounds good. So I believe that's just the first roll you have, right? Is going to have the D4.
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a D4 and add the number one roll to one ability check of its choice.
Sounds good. So you
However,
can pick which one.
It is a cantrip, so I can do as much as I want.
You can if you're taking time out of the game to be constantly guidancing yourself.
Okay, it's one action.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, darling, pick up your cup, and I shall explain the rules if you're not already familiar.
Okie dokie.
Any rolls you make with this game, Birdie, you can add your proficiency bonus.
Cool. Cool, okay. There's no liquid in here, it's just dice.
Yeah, you look in, and there are at this point you look in,
How many?
5 bronze 8-sided die seated within the bottom of this cup, and you rattle it around, and they all give this wonderful like hollow metal sound of like ting, 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 ting. Well, the object of this game is a bit of chance, yes, but it's also a bit of deception. We each roll our dice, and then she rolls her cup and opens it up and shows you 5 dice. Normally you wouldn't show the other player, but this is for instructional purposes, obviously. And you know how many dice you have and what is on them, and I know how many dice I have and what is on them. And we start off by guessing a number. Say I think that there is 1 3 between the two of us. Now, you only know what's on your side, and I know what's on my side, so you can take that as an educated guess and accept what I've said, or you can challenge me and say that I am deceiving you. Now, if you choose not to challenge me, you would return with another bet. However, the bet must go up in either the amount of dice or the value of the dice. So if I said there is 1 3, you must either say that there is multiple 3s or there is a singular higher value die.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna regret teaching you this game, aren't I, Aaron?
How are you wanting to play this? Are you wanting to, as Max, just try and think about numbers the best you can, trying to read your opponent, trying to lie better? What are you trying to do here?
Max would just play the game.
Max would just play the game. Okay. So then, go ahead and think about the numbers that you have and roll a d20 plus your intelligence and your proficiency bonus because Zinnia gave you proficiency.
I'm not good at that. I'm only -1. Okay. That's a 12 then. No, it's an 11.
Okay. You added your proficiency bonus?
Yeah, so that was a 9 -1 plus 3.
Okay. That was an 11. Let me... You look down at your numbers, and there's immediately this cold sweat under your headband of like, I am here to smash monsters, not to read dice. And there's this moment of like, you look up, and she at this point has not even looked under her cup. She's just looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Take the first move, young man.
I think there's a 2.
I would tend to agree. In fact, I think there's 2 2s.
Okay.
From your 12, very likely she's telling the truth on this one.
Okay. I think there's 2 3s.
2 3s. I'm gonna roll for her real quick. Okay? So DM to player, are you lying?
No.
Like, are there 2 3s on your side of the board?
Yes.
Okay.
This is
so she's
fair.
Well, no, because I'm having her roll insight. If you want to try, if you're trying to deceive her, that's one thing, and if not, then she has to roll. She looks at you, and there's this immediate flash of suspicion across her face. She's like,
Max looks confused, so there's probably not a very easy way to read him.
Who are not playing the game would see that it's almost like Max's strategy is that he doesn't know what's going on, and because of that, she immediately cannot read him. She rolled a nat 1 on her insight check. She's looking at him like,
Yeah.
I'm used to playing with more eloquent players. This is difficult.
Oh, why thank you. He doesn't know what eloquent means.
Yeah, what she's failed to realize is that Max really just does not know what's going on.
I would say There are 3 ones at the table.
Okay.
Are you trying to use math or read her to try and see what's going on here?
Max is just gonna go on to his turn.
Okay. Oh, so you're just going. Okay.
I think there are 3 threes.
I think there are 3 sevens.
That doesn't add up. I don't think that's right.
Okay. How many sevens do you have?
0.
None.
So I've been bested.
Yes!
Now you've won the first round, young Max. I will remove one of my dice, and we play another round where I have less dice than you, and I am now at a disadvantage.
Fewer dice.
Nah. Let's see here. The rest of you, by the way, if you're wanting to do anything in this time, let me know. Just straight up, this is a game where this goddess. Those of you who are watching, especially Morgan, would know this. Jax, Lena, you guys would have an idea. Zinnia, you're still kind of thinking about the memories that you're going to have to sacrifice if you lose this. She doesn't seem to be using any magic at all to play this game. She is playing within the fair rules of the game like a mortal.
This feels like Joey Wheeler playing against fucking Kaiba.
I'm just gonna continue sipping my orange Sport Lucozade.
Every time you get below a third on the glass, it immediately refills itself.
On that note, I'm gonna get a refill.
Come on, Aaron, let's
slide
go.
up next to Morgan, real quick. Have like $10 in my hand and say, "Bet Max loses."
I'll take that bet, darling. I'll take that bet.
Take on that too. $10 says Max wins.
Let's see here. All right, young
Your
Max.
godly luck is no match for my stupidity.
Go ahead and she gets the first turn because she lost.
Mm-hmm.
Out the gate, I'm going to say there are 2 5s at the table.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I accidentally picked my dice up again.
Go ahead and roll them again. That's
okay.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. 2 5s, huh? I think there's probably 2 7s.
2 7s. Are you deceiving her?
He's not quite lying. He's guessing.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. Is it's one of those things
7.
that's bluffing. They removed the bluff check from D&D, so deception is the closest we get. He's got 1 7, which sets the DC higher for her to have to try and guess that he's just doing it. The fact that part of it is true makes it harder for her to guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. You think there are 2 7s? I think there is. Oh, I'm a bit of a sticky situation here. I think there are 3 7s.
No, I don't think that's right.
Darling, you're so good at this game.
Aaron, you can't beat me even when I'm playing an idiot.
I'm not trying to win. She's rolling shit on her insight. In fact, remember, you guys cursed me with this D20. How she does is up to you guys. All right, Max. Let's start low. There is 1 1 at this table.
Yeah, I think there is a 3.
I would tend to agree. In fact, I think there's 2 3s.
Max is starting to get it a little bit.
Yeah,
he's like,
definitely.
I think there are 2 5s.
I think there are 3 5s.
Oh. No, and I don't think that is right.
How many 5s do you have?
2. I have a feeling I've lost this round.
She also has a 5.
Yep, lost it.
Yep. Alright, Max. Well, you've won. You've lost this round, so it's your turn first.
Okay. I think there is there's 1, 2.
I disagree.
Fuck you.
You see, she's now kind of getting into your rhythms as well.
Alright, I think there's a 1.
I think there are 2 8s.
I think there are 3 8s.
I disagree.
Fucking, how many do you have?
2.
I've got 1!
Oh shit! Yeah, you win! You see that the rest of you are sitting there. See, this goddess was like getting it. Every time she said something, she was leaning in a little bit. And as he goes, and holds up his cup, and there's 1 8, and she holds up hers, and there's 2. She seems physically taken aback that this fucking idiot was just like called her on her shit.
Get wrecked, Taiki.
Okay. There is a 4 at this table.
I think there are at least 2 6s.
I disagree.
Well, I lift up my cup and I got 2 6s right here. What? How many do you think there are?
I think there is 1 6.
I think there is a 7.
I think there are in fact 2 7s.
That's not right.
It's not correct, you're right. And she just like holds up her 5. I have never been so trounced by someone so unintelligible. This is quite interesting.
Let's not resort to name calling just because you lost at a game. I think we
I
can remain
apologize,
civil.
you're right, that's bad sport. I agree. However, you've won. That is the end of our game. Look, children, see, I don't play unfairly. In fact, I have fun when I lose. It happens so rarely.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a very fun game to play.
Yes.
Give $10 to Morgan.
And to
you
Taiki.
see- Yeah.
$20 out, motherfucker.
Morgan gives you your $10 back. She's like, it's more about the fun of betting. Don't worry.
Oh, but that one's for me, thank you. And she takes the $10 out of your hand as she reaches over. And she like snaps and it's just not in her hand anymore. Now, and as she does that, Max, you feel a jostle in your stomach as suddenly you are in the chair next to her and Zinnia is in the chair that you were in.
Do I get the scale thing, right?
Yes, you may. But let's settle our debts at the end, in case you want to bet anything else.
No problem. You're up,
All
Zinnia.
right.
I'm gonna pat her on the back and also
your name
I'm
was.
gonna cast guidance on Zinnia.
Sounds good.
I am going to put Abandoned Mastery on myself.
Okay, sounds good. Max, you feel everything you've learned about this game and your knowledge of it just vanish. That moment of just like, I
right,
really had that, now I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, your temporary knowledge of the game is gone.
Well, he still gets it, sort of.
He gets the concept, but he doesn't have like the sleuth ability that he had previously. Zinnia, how are you going to approach this game? Are you going to approach it from deception, insight, or just sheer knowledge of the game?
Knowledge of the game, because
Okay, sounds good. You will be able to add your proficiency bonus to that.
I have a negative wisdom.
Now, which maiden in your cute little brain shall I take if I win?
She was gonna say tiny little brain, wasn't she?
She was going to, and decided to. But she looked at Max as she said it and decided to not do name calling. Well, I'll discover once I win. Where did my last DA go? Oh, there it is. I was like, well, I had 5 of those.
Zinnia, the trick to this game is you...
There's a little
never
pain in
mind.
your head.
Never mind.
Yeah. Alright, Zinnia. You can have the first roll. I'm enjoying being on the back foot. There's 1 5. I would tend to agree. I think there also happens to be 1 7 at this table.
I think I agree.
All right. Well, then what is your next proposition?
I think there are 3 4s.
So you always have to go up with the numbers. You'd know this from
okay.
see the game, yeah.
Okay, so we have to start at 1 and then...
We don't necessarily have to start at 1, but wherever you start, it's always going up. So if she says a 7, you have to go more 7s or something of a higher value.
It goes
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 6, 2 7, 8. 3 1s, 3 2s, 3 goes up like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So 2 1s is higher than an 8.
I'm confused. Okay, so I can't say 4s, but I can talk about 8s?
No, you can do 4s. There's multiple 4s. I just wanted to let you know because you looked a little confused when you were saying it. I wasn't saying necessarily that you were wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so I can still say 3 4s.
You can.
Okay.
3 whole 4s. Are you deceiving her right now? In any way?
Not technically.
Well, no. So do you have 3 4s on your table?
No, I have 2.
Okay. That sets the DC higher. However, she looks at you. You're telling partially the truth, but that also means you're partially lying. I disagree. I think there are fewer than 3 4s at the table.
And she reveals that she has true 4s.
And she has no 4s. So
Ooh.
she in fact wins. So you're going to take one of your d8s and you're going to set it to the side. You will not get to use that in further rounds. And each time you lose a round, you lose a die. So you have less and less knowledge of what's at the table.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right. Because you lost, you get to say your number first.
I think there's 1 1.
That's a safe bet. I would tend to agree. In fact, I think there's a 3. No one likes 2s. Let's skip 2.
Okay. I think I agree. I think there are 2 5s.
2 5s. 2 5s. And you see, she takes this moment to be overly dramatic, with her thinking about it. 2 5s. I'll let it pass. In fact, I think there are at least 2 7s at this table.
I don't think there is.
Okay, before you say that, go ahead and roll a check on the skill of the game.
Okay. 18.
18? Based off of your knowledge of the game itself, it's very likely that she has 5 die. It's very easy that she could have rolled 2 7s.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna say, I agree.
Okay. Now what are you thinking?
I can't... If I said I had a 2, can I still say that, or I have to go higher?
Well, if you have to say more than 2 2s. You'd have to say at least 3 2s.
Okay. I don't have any other dice to say without bluffing.
Yeah, that's true. But you could always try and guess what's on her side of the board.
That's why this game is called Liar's Dice.
Because you're
Lying is
supposed to
kind of
lie.
part of it.
Okay, I think there's a 3 on the table.
How many 3s? There has to be more than 2 of them if you're going to guess 3s.
Oh. They're going to lose. It has to be 2 or more?
It has to be more than 2, because 2 was our
More
last
than
bet. And it's alright, darling. We all started playing the game somewhere. That was a surprising.
Zinnia would know how to play the game. This is Bonnie being a voting idiot.
If you want, we can avoid the RP of this, and we can just do a series of skill checks if you'd like.
Yeah, Zinnia's
Okay.
gonna
So-
use this one.
How are you trying to... You're trying to use knowledge of the game. Go ahead and roll me contested knowledge of the game versus her insight. That's her highest thing.
Okay. 15.
That's how she's playing. She's trying to suss you out, is how she's doing it. What'd you roll?
15.
She wins this round. So you lose a die.
Alright.
Next one.
Do I add my intelligence bonus as well, or just my
Yes.
proficiency?
Yes,
oh,
you're intelligent.
okay. Oh, well, that's actually a 20.
Oh, then you win this round, as she only got a 19. All right, next round.
24.
24? Damn. You take another one of her die. Next round.
21.
Okay, shit. You, at the moment that you realize that you can just start thinking your way through the game and you don't actually have to look at her, you just have to listen to her responses, you're starting to just destroy her. Next one up.
Bunny is dumb. Zinnia is smart.
Okay, what'd you roll?
22.
Last round if you win.
$23.
Holy fuck. What, you didn't roll below 20 that entire time. Holy shit.
No.
Oh my god.
We are taking this fucking goddess to the cleaners.
As you hit that last one,
I rolled like 11, 12s, 15s.
The rest of you who are sitting there, you see a little bit into the game, Zinnia has this moment of clarity where it's almost like something is whispering in their ear. And as they're sitting there looking across the table at this goddess, they look down and instead their eyes unfocus and they just hold their hands in front of their face. And their responses start coming rapid fire. As the goddess takes her time, being very flowy with the words, 3 7s, you immediately hear Zinnia go, 4 8s, 3 1s, 2 6s, and is just dropping these numbers. And you see this goddess is getting unnerved. And at the last round, she goes, darling, are you okay?
The voices. They won't stop.
Demigods Maiden was very good at this game.
Ah, yes, one of Artie's girls. Alright then, well, you've won. Haha. I swear, the game is
good sport.
It's just, you see that it's not because she's lost that she's upset. She's just like, the whole point of this is she wanted to have fun playing the game. And it's kind of like when you go to like play poker at a friend's house and then one person is just reading the table the whole time and winning the whole pot. You know what I mean? And she's like, I'm not quite having as much fun, but I did agree to a night of gambling. So you've won. We'll settle our dates at the end of this. Has anyone else decided they want to take the goddess for a go? Because her luck has been very down today. It's almost as though my sister were here.
I mean, you won one bet, didn't you?
I did win one bet. Where I bet against myself. How ironic. Bet against luck. Does anyone else want to bet anything against me?
I do.
Oh, young Morgan. What are you wanting to bet?
Here's the thing. I'm not really interested in fancy items or anything like that. I'm more interested in secrets or power. What do you want in exchange for either of those?
Well, I believe in terms of secrets and power, the secret that I'm going to bestow upon your young friend here will be quite interesting to you. However, if you'd like to bargain for something different, how about a little piece of knowledge that will help you succeed on this quest of yours?
I want to know Zeus's same-sex celebrity crush.
Hey, Ryan Gosling. Not even a question. Are you kidding?
Morgan is going to lean closer and just say, a piece of knowledge about this quest, or about my quest? That is the question.
Why would you want a piece of knowledge of something that's so far off in the distance?
Obviously don't care about being prepared.
I mean, if you want this piece of information, you may have it, but I'm going to be honest. You're not getting a quest until after our little snake problem is taken care of. So if that's what you want to get...
talking about that quest.
Okay.
Sure. What? So. Right.
Darling,
knowledge about this
I can't quite understand you. You need to speak up.
Oh, you're so funny for a goddess. I haven't met an Olympian with a sense of humor in so long.
We're all dead.
You're dead.
Honestly, Max, as you have that internal moment of dread, it's having the exact opposite effect of what you're thinking of. Every time Morgan talks back, this goddess is like, ooh, I like it.
She's spicy.
Well,
Right.
piece
of knowledge about this quest.
A piece of knowledge about this quest. For that, I would say the knowledge of one of your spells. That is what I will take as an equal bet.
Really overestimating how much I care that this quest succeeds, aren't you?
Well, there's that. But
As she says that, can we just all turn to stare at her?
yeah, everyone just turns and looks
Yeah.
at Morgan, who is just sitting like arm rested up on this back of the chair that she's turned slightly to look at this goddess. completely stone cold serious when she says that. There's yeah.
Can I insight check Morgan?
Go for it.
He wants to make sure this isn't
I wanna,
true.
I wanna see if this is true or not. Okay, that's not good. That's an 8.
Morgan, are you in any way lying about that you don't care if this quest succeeds or not?
I'm not being entirely truthful.
Go ahead and roll me deception with a passive +5 added onto it, because this is half truth.
There's a heart of gold somewhere,
that's
no
not
matter
a
how
D-
small it is.
Right in the crevices! I rolled a 16.
Okay. Total? That's with your deception and the +5?
Oh, with the deception and the +5, I rolled a straight 16. With deception, I have a +6, so that's 21, and then +5, 27.
21 plus
Max.
5 is 26.
Max, you could not be more sure that Morgan does not give a fuck about this quest. Even a little bit.
Sorry!
But the goddess, completely unfazed. Oh, perhaps then I offer you a little bit of something on the top of my bet, if you think your spells are worth that much. Whatever spell you bet me, it has to be of at least 2nd level. I will offer you the knowledge of one higher than that.
Oh, that's a good exchange.
Alright then, well, we might as well play. And she offers a hand.
Do I shake it?
Do you? I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, I shake it.
Okay.
I don't know how things work.
Okay, as you do so, Zinnia, you are once again shunted through space and reality as you end up in Morgan's seat, and Morgan is facing across from the goddess. Well, are you ready to play? Okay. Are you wanting to do the D8's version of this game or the D20 version of this game?
Listen, I was gonna try. I was looking up the rules for doing this. Val doesn't know math.
Okay, that's fine. Then we'll just...
I added up wrong 2 minutes ago.
That's fine. We'll do the D20 version of this game. I got to play a couple rounds of Birdie. I'm okay. I'm happy. All right.
It's not very difficult.
So, it's not. It's very fun. We'll play more after the session. All right. Let's see. Well, not today, obviously. Okay. Let's see here. So, are you trying to deceive the goddess, to search information from the goddess, or just use sheer knowledge of the game?
Which one is intelligence based?
Would be sheer knowledge of the game, but you are not proficient in the game currently, so you would not be adding your proficiency bonus.
Zinnia would have given them.
There you go. So you are in fact proficient in the game for the next hour.
Okay, I will use my sweet knowledge.
Okay, sounds good. As you see this one, the goddess sits up. Well, this is when the game enters serious mode, so apologize if you're going to be using magic. I guess I shall as well. And you see she touches like her own cheekbone as she does so. There's almost like a glimmer and a sparkle across her face. She will now be rolling an advantage for this game.
Ah, beans.
Son of a bitch.
She got tired of losing.
She's real tired of losing. Alright, what did you roll for the first round?
Okay, so what do I need to roll? D20 plus...
D20 plus int and proficiency bonus. And I'm assuming Max is guiding you, so you can add a D4 to that.
Okay, I'm just gonna note all this down. Proficiency... What is... Proficiency bonus for level...
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So, I'm just gonna roll and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus int... Plus 3... I rolled a 23.
23? You guys see this moment where the goddess is fully ready to tear apart this child, and she's about to say something. And very not confidently goes, I disagree. And you lose by 1 fucking point. She rolled a nat 20 on hers, and that was a total for 24. That was very. I was sure I was gonna slam you into the ground on that round. So so you lose a die. So it's 4-5 now.
Okay.
What'd you get for this round?
24.
24. I don't think that's true. And as she says that, you very confidently hold up your cup with the correct number of dice in it. Oh, I guess you're better at this than I thought, darling. Bruh, I need to stop rolling with this orange die that you guys cursed me with, because the green die does so much better.
I'm gonna be paid that guy to weight it.
Yeah. Alright, what'd you get, Morgan?
1.
21? 3 threes. And then you very confidently, I disagree. And at that moment, she holds up her cup, where of her 4 remaining die, 3 of them are threes. You lose a die. If anyone here is wanting to try anything during the game, let me know. By the way, are you adding your D4
Max
to it?
has gotten out the spear of his mum.
Oh no, I'm not adding 4 to it.
Yeah, you should be adding a D4 to it, because Max is guiding you.
Max has gotten
I
out the
haven't been
spear
adding
of
a
his
D4
mum
to any
from
of
the
this.
Olympics, and he's just kind of picking at the splinters very sadly.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Max won his game.
I know what
I
Morgan
could be
said is in his
such a
head.
bitch.
Yeah.
And also
Max.
give Morgan advantage on top of abandoned mastery.
What'd you roll, Morgan?
I haven't rolled.
Roll for the round.
Okay. 3. There's so much math involved. 1 plus 3 plus 3. 21 plus 3 is 24, then plus 3 is 27, right?
You beat a goddess with 2 natural 20s from her advantage.
Get
Both of
wrecked.
these rolled natural 20s at the same time. And she's and her luck magic is in full effect. I don't think that's true. Well, that is quite rude. I'm trying to be sportsmanlike, like your friend
that
young
was foul.
Maximus, and
That was
she pats you on the knee, Max. You did such a good job.
Thank you.
So she loses another die.
She is going to fuck us up in revenge for this.
No. It's fine.
Nah,
All right, Val, what'd you roll?
She lost fair and square.
Okay. 15 plus 3 is 18. Plus 3. 21.
Down to 2 dice. She's down to 2 dice.
It's really the D4 that's saving my ass here.
Max,
You're
right
welcome.
now you are guiding this ungrateful crewmate through this.
I can't. I just pretend not to, Max.
We'll be having words later.
Ah, bonding moments. Okay. 9 plus 14 plus 3, 17. Ah, okay. Again, 21, 4.
With her 11, yeah, she's down to 1 die, and I'm gonna say she doesn't roll this one at advantage because she's down to 1 die. She's gonna straight roll this next one. Whereas you're still up at what, 4 or 5 dice, right? You're at 4 dice.
Okay. 3, 2 plus 3, 5 plus 1, 26.
26. Okay. So, as you say your final set of numbers, I don't even know why I'm trying. You've already won, darling. It seems that today has not been in my favor. And as she says that, her mouth opens into a wide smile. And I could not have asked for anything better. Thank you, children, for entertaining me.
Can I just say, out of the 3 people, 2 of them outsmarted Takio, one of them just lost their way.
You play the game straight like a good sportsman, and you win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Power of the himbo knows no limit.
Also, you get played by a player who knows how to play Elias dice.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's good. It's good. It was. I'm having a great time. Well, you've offered me such a wonderful time that I think because everyone was up above board on the game, I know that you demigods love to cheat sometimes, and I'm very happy that you didn't. At least you were very open about your magics. Because of that, I'll give you a little gift. However, before that, I must settle up our debts. And you see, Max, as you look down at your club, there is already into the side of it. That scale is pressed up against one side of the club, and there is now this like interlocking hexagonal pattern that goes around your entire club, with the all going around the different bronze bulbs that are sticking out the sides of the war club. That's Zinnia. She looks down at you. Now, this little bit of information is a tasty little nugget. You're going to the Sea of Monsters. Now, in the Sea of Monsters, one of the most diabolical members of our mythos used to live there. Her name was Circe. However, a few years ago, she was sent off her island by some rapscallions. However, if you want to go to her former resort, to go to her bed chambers and look beneath the bed, there may be the doors to a certain vault that she did not have time to clear out. Now, do remember, there are pirates, and they're not nearly as nice as I am. But if you're in the mood for a little bit of scurvy dogs, and she kind of waves her wrist around like she's holding a pirate's cutlass, then perhaps go check that out.
We could play them at this game, and then
they would win. I admittedly chose a game I'm not very good at for this, to have some fun with it.
Insight check. Is she telling the truth?
Go for it.
I think we need insight.
Beans. No, I didn't roll very well.
What'd you roll?
Oh, 6.
Very much lying. She's very much lying right now. She's not good at lying. She never has to lie. She rolled a 5 plus 1, which is also a 6.
We should definitely play some pirates at this game and kick their asses.
Now, Morgan. Oh yes. First, your information. Now, if you were to perhaps head to the island of Cycrides, this flying serpent that you're after, you are going to have a much better time if you set out find my friend Despoina. She is fond of horses, and she's the guardian of that island. If you were to, say, offer her one of the apples from the top of a hill on that island, she would probably help you on your quest. Now, as for the information, and you see she takes a moment and is thinking about, like, what kind of spell to give you, because she did offer you a 3rd level spell, essentially, in terms of knowledge. Let's see here. What really makes sense for someone as interesting as you? I think...
Viable.
Because you're probably going to piss at least a few people off. She's going to pull out from the folds of her white gown. She pulls out a single rolled scroll and hands it to you. That should be decent for protecting yourself against anyone who might want to come after you. No, it's not counterspell. However, I believe that is everything. Ta-ta, little ones. And she claps her hands, and as she does so, all of your chairs spread out as the table grows to double its width, and there is just a spread of food across this table. There are jams and jellies and breads and fruits. No meat, surprisingly enough, but just a massive vegetarian spread. And you hear in the distance just the sound of a woman humming as she walks rosily along, though you can no longer see her.
Minstrel, do you think there's some food here you like? Is there any apples here?
As you say that, you already hear and just as there is a platter of bananas that this Pegasus is already going to town on.
The horses like bananas?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Huh.
Max is gonna get the healthy things. He's ignoring the processed sugars.
Okay, that's valid. The rest of you, are you guys taking part in this meal?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the coolest goddess I ever met.
You look down and your drink immediately refills itself without having to be asked.
Have you met any other gods?
I would have met some gods during the battle of...
Yeah, you've met a couple.
Yeah.
You've seen Ares. You've definitely seen Hermes. You've seen Apollo. He showed up last year.
I've seen Hades during the Battle of New York.
You've seen Hades. Nemesis has appeared before at camp. Dionysus you see on like a daily basis. Yeah, there's a couple of gods that would have stopped by. Like, Hecate has shown up.
Apollo showed up.
Yeah, Apollo showed up.
Apollo crashed his chariot into the lake.
Yeah. So yeah, you've seen. Well, Apollo was also there to crown Rachel as the new oracle. Yeah. So yeah, you've seen like at least 5 to 10.
Yeah.
And most of them Olympians, which is like major. Yeah. Thing that it takes you guys to know is it takes you an hour to eat this meal, and by this time it's starting to be around sunset because it's been a long day already. You all gain the benefits of a hero's feast from this meal.
Nice. Ooh. What are those benefits?
So, first thing is for the next 24 hours, so you're going to want to write this separate than your normal thing. For the next 24 hours, all of your guys' hit points maximum increases by 11 hit points. So in 24 hours, that'll go back to whatever your normal hit point maximum is. You are immune to poison, immune to being frightened, and have wisdom. Make all wisdom saving throws with advantage. Let's see here. You're cured of all diseases and poisons. Yeah, and you guys eat your hero's feast. Morgan, do you at any point during that look at the scroll that you were gifted by the goddess?
First thing I do.
Yeah, literally, as soon as you hear the goddess humming to herself as she leaves, you look at your scroll. It is a scroll of magic circle.
Ah!
Are any of you doing anything before you bed down for the night?
Again, 11 extra HP, wisdom save advantage.
Immune to being poisoned and frightened.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you guys staying on the wet boat or are you staying on the island tonight?
I don't know, my question was entirely unrelated.
Oh, what's your question?
As we finish the meal, do we eat all of the food, or is there enough food to save and take with us?
one of the parts of this feast is that once the meal has concluded at the end of the hour, the rest of the food vanishes.
That would have been convenient otherwise.
I think
Would have been real
sleeping
convenient.
on the beach would probably be cool.
Okay.
Because the ship's kind of gross and full of ghosts.
Yeah. It's pretty not great. You guys always could have tried to rent out your boat and get a new boat.
But yeah, but then we'd piss off fucking Levy, wouldn't we?
Mm.
Yeah, Levy gets as a gift.
Levy is
You
like,
didn't
oh,
try.
you're too good for my boat, are you?
And death. And
Dishonor
death.
on you.
And
Because the crew-
well, no, the crew would transfer over. The crew's not part of the boat.
part-
If he just
the crew, part
sinks
of the
on
ship.
you boat like
No, the crew would come to the new boat.
No, we're
Yeah,
gonna
part of the crew,
stay
part of
on
the ship.
island, I
the
think.
group on the ship.
Must
Okay,
set
so you
camp.
guys bed down. Max, I feel like Max, without telling Morgan, would go over and actually use the fire starting kit on the fire this time.
Yes, he would.
Because he's a little peeved at Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys set up your rolls. Nice to have it on a dry environment. You do it far enough up on the island where when the tide comes in, you still will be able to be in dry areas. You bed down for the night. Does anyone have anything they want to accomplish before we take a long rest?
Max is gonna just like plug glumly over to Morgan, like sit down next to her. Hey,
Maxie, dear.
mm. Did you mean what you said to Taiki? You don't care if the quest succeeds?
What's your glum?
I missed half of that, sorry.
Is that what's made you so glum?
Why, it's just, I'm leading this quest and it's like important that we do it right, and I want to make sure I can count on everyone.
If I complete this quest and it's a success, there is a high chance that I'll be made cabin leader.
Uh-huh.
Maxie, dear, when people tell you something, there's a high probability they're lying,
Uh-huh.
unless it pertains to their own interests. So when I tell you that I care if this quest succeeds because it will mean that I have a higher chance of becoming cabin leader, there's a piece of information you can actually believe in.
What about, fate of the world and stuff? Like, if we don't do this right, we're gonna be losing this war, maybe.
Maxie, you saw the last war too, right?
Yeah, I was there in New York.
You know what I realized as I was stabbed in the gut and bleeding out on a battlefield?
Uh-huh.
It's all so pointless. Same things again and again. Therese and Selena, like Achilles and Patroclus, Achilles and Patroclus. Patroclus. This all happened again and again. Titans and gods and fighting and wars.
But not this one. This is the
No,
first time.
Maxie. This is the same thing. The cycle repeats itself in an endless sequence, and one day Olympus will fall. And in its ashes, only people who will be left standing are the ones who made the right connections and with enough power. The average life expectancy for a demigod is 20, 30 if you're lucky. And I intend to live a very long life.
So, this serpent rising, it's never happened before. What if this is the thing that makes Olympus fall? Are you just gonna say, "Hey, serpents, it's cool. I can help you out"?
I'm not going to help the serpents out. Why would I do such a thing? They want to burn me.
To get them to not.
Are you sure you want answers to these questions?
I mean, yeah, because I need to know that I can count on everyone in this team, and if you know you're willing to like sell us all out, I know I can't count on you.
Not going to sell you out, Maxie dear.
Okay.
Insight.
Yeah, I'd do an insight.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight. Are you guiding yourself to this?
No, and it wouldn't matter if I did.
Well, that depends. Total?
Yep.
You're not Morgan.
On an insight.
Oh yeah, you know, Jax, you're very much like, oh, Morgan's actually like bearing their soul and like actually like saying things. Whereas Max, you spent the day professionally lying to a goddess and getting lied to. You have no idea what's true and what's not. You hope what Morgan says is true because she's giving you
Max
no
is
reason
gonna need some concrete evidence
to lie. Yeah, but it's like you can take it at face value, but the belief isn't necessarily there right now.
Does Jax roll an insight check on what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you weren't deceiving it anyway right now, right? Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
I was
unfortunately
lying.
is unable to. Oh, you are lying.
Yeah.
This bitch gonna sell us all down the river.
Okay. Well, yeah. Go ahead and roll a deception check. Just to see if you. Okay.
17. How does that do?
So
We'll see what she rolled.
That's probably not gonna do it. Oh. On. Is it a deception check?
Yes.
Yeah, then I rolled a 19 because I have a +6.
Yeah. Jax, Morgan is bearing her soul right now. Just like, yeah, she 100% is not planning on abandoning this party in any way. Max, you have no idea. You think, yeah, Morgan's probably telling the truth, but also you have no proof right now. It's that thing of like, this moment sounded really nice, but the last moment was also equally convincing.
Yeah, Max, like...
I'm gonna look at him. As you'll let me, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna say, it's important to me that we succeed. It's important to me that we get back. So I'm not going to sell you out. You or the rest of the group.
Unless our backs are against the wall and we think we're gonna lose.
Well, then you just have to hope that that doesn't happen.
Heroes aren't heroes when things are going easy. And then Max is gonna...
That's the difference between you and me, Maxie. I'm not a hero.
Walk off after saying that.
Yeah, you're calling that out across a Max who's currently walking down to a different stretch of beach, dragging his bedroll behind him.
Well, I do that. Oh, I feel so bad.
I'm just gonna
You hurt
slowly
the
clap.
himbar.
Yeah, you look
hurt
over.
the
Slowly
himbar. How
clap.
dare you?
Yeah, Morgan, you look over, and Zinnia and Jax are just sitting by the fire. Well, Zinnia, if you want to have been listening to this, you could have. Lena, you could also have been listening to this, but I assume Lena's over with Minstrel at the moment. And Jax is just clapping.
Well done.
Approval from the gods. I don't know what you're talking about.
You heard how our team leader's feelings. Well done.
With her too. What do you say?
You've hurt our team leader's feelings. Well done.
You really don't want to play this game. I think it's very fun if you try.
Whatever floats your boat, Morgan.
Not saying anything. They're just studying Morgan with just Just looks away.
Yep. Lena, at this point, Minstrel would have like tucked himself up against the tree, like head under wing. Is just pot belly full. He fully pigged out during the meal. By the way, remember that his hit points also increased during this time. I don't know. Have I sent you the stat block for him yet?
No.
Then I will do so at the break. Speaking of which, before we do our night shifts, that's actually where we're going to take our break because I need to use the loo so bad.
Same.
So we are going to go ahead and go to break. We're going to come back at the 45-minute mark of the hour. That should give everybody a 13-minute break. Please, everyone, stretch, get some water, get a snack, do whatever you need to do. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Go ahead and take us out, Birdie. everybody!
Hey!
Welcome back to this episode of Dungeons and Demigods on Azure Wing. Demigods! We're here with the Friday campaign. We're playing some Percy Jackson Dungeons and Dragons. Just to catch you up on what's happened thus far in this episode, our quest goers were going about the ocean in their own business when they came across this small island that had the goddess Tyche, goddess of luck, waiting for them. She was bored and wanted to play a game with some demigods, so offered to match whatever they put up as tribute for a bet. And 3 of them went against her in a game of liar's dice, and 3 of them succeeded.
3 out of 3.
Because she's bad at dice. However, they learned some very important things. 1, young Max made a deal to get a Riordan dragon scale, a thing with thus far shown unknown powers to the rest of the party. I think Max is the only one who knows what it does right now.
Well, if it, am I allowed to get into it?
What'd you say? Yeah, that's why it was immediately on your thing as an additional slot.
Nice.
So if you didn't have 2 slots, there are now 2 slots in your club.
Oh, there were already 2, yeah.
Yeah, so that is immediately as part of the club. Because the goddess just put that magic there. Young Zinnia learned about a trove of some sort of secrets, knowledge, magical weaponry, you don't know, but some treasure on the island of Circe in the Sea of Monsters that is guarded by some pirates that happen to be living there. And then Morgan, our daughter of Hecate, received in her bet a scroll of magic circle and some knowledge on Despoina, the goddess of horses, who may or may not assist them in their journey, depending on if they can fulfill the knowledge that was given to them by Tyche. The 5 of them bedded down for the night after a discussion between Morgan and Max about Morgan's actual commitment to this quest and how much she actually wants this quest to succeed. Everyone started to bed down. Who's taking first watch? Okay, so I see Jackson, Max. Team Max Jam, go ahead and both of you roll me perception checks. Or one of you can assist the other.
Oh, I rolled real good.
Okay.
7.
7.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. On your guys'
22, sorry.
On your guys' first watch, from the beginning of when the sun is setting to deep at night, probably easily like midnight is when your guys' watch would end. The ocean is very quiet. It's very still. You see, edging a few miles south of you, there is a storm, but nothing that's going to come over the island anytime soon. Nothing seems to happen on your watch. Who's taking second watch?
Zinnia will.
Zinnia, alright. So Zinnia, after Max and Jack's team, Max Jam, lay down, Zinnia, you pop up for your watch. There's a flush of warmth to your face as you remember the last time you were left in charge of watch, you fell asleep immediately afterwards. So go ahead and roll your perception check.
I'm gonna give myself abandoned mastery.
Okay.
So I don't have a negative. Okay, that's a 16.
16. Okay. Okay. Over the course of your watch, you see that same storm that Max and Jax had warned you about. It passes and seems to continue south, and it doesn't come towards the island. In the waters around, you don't see any threats, but I do see Jax with a hand up.
I just wanted to quickly ask, how was Max during his watch?
Max, how were you during your watch?
Moody. He's in a straw.
Okay. Oh, good.
Okay. But
I'm in a
Did
rage.
have
This is the maddest I've ever been.
to Max before he went to sleep?
at the risk of keeping him up throughout the night, you could have.
Oh, then no.
Okay. So, nothing passes during your watch. Who's taking third watch?
Is this the dawn watch?
This is the dawn watch. So both of you raise your hands. So both of you,
Sun and moon!
having had uninterrupted time to sleep, both of you wake up. Lena, you awaken as you feel Minstrel pull his wing off of you where you were sleeping up against him. And there's immediately like that chill that comes in from no longer having a blanket as you're awoken for your watch. Morgan, you having set an arcane timer for yourself to awaken yourself before the sunrise. Two of you are awake. Go ahead and roll me perception checks.
So that's that plus 8.
14.
14?
I rolled a 10.
10. Okay. So, from the reaction, was there anything you two were wanting to say to each other during your watch? Are you guys just gonna sit in silence in the morning?
Just sit there.
Just...
No, just say morning. Lena's gonna seem normally unreasonably cheery for someone who's awake at 4 a.m. because this is her ideal time of day. And Lena feels really good about herself.
Morgan laments that there is no coffee on this quest. Morning, Lena dear.
Good morning.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh, hey, go sunshine.
As you say "go sunshine," that's the moment when the dawn finally starts to break the edge of the horizon, and you see Lena is kind of standing with her back to the dawn at the moment, and she's backlit, and you see her hair, which was like blonde but shades of like brown in it, is just fully like reinvigorated blonde bleach with the sunlight hitting it. And she just seems unusually like almost physically glowing. This is her time of day.
Wait, can I do the anime thing where you can see her reflected in my eye?
Yes, we will do that anime thing. In fact, that anime thing. Let me roll for epicness. It's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the two of you take your watch. Little awkward bits of conversation passed here and there, as one of you is a morning person and one of you is the opposite of that. But
Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan at one point will start just referring to Lena as Sunshine.
Okay.
Just as a nickname.
You are
Because
sunshine,
she said, look at the sunshine, and then she got like magical glow powers from sunlight. She's like, okay, everyone's getting nicknames on this.
So, you guys take your watch. About 2 hours into your watch, no one else has awoken yet, but the sun is starting to rise. Max is stirring. He has not gotten up yet, but as you look over at him, you think maybe his mood from the previous day is his body is involuntarily keeping him in a little bit later than he normally would be up for. What's up, Max?
Max would actually get up, and he, instead of like his normal thing of getting everyone up to do exercises, he would plug in a pair of headphones that never get used and do exercises by himself.
You hurt this boy.
Doing laps of the island.
Morgan, you fucked up.
I honestly feel like, as well, if Max is exercising, he would be vaulting like over sections of the boat whenever he gets to that part of the island to give himself like that little extra bit of challenge. But because your headphones in and you were not on this watch, you will not notice this. The other two, however, as you're sitting there tending to the fire, maybe getting your rations ready for the day, stuff like that, both of you hear the puttering like a in the distance.
It's a jet ski.
What? Can we see anything?
Okay, you turn and look over your shoulder. And it takes a moment because you're looking for something more interesting than what you turn around to see. Slowly approaching the island, there is this small, like, pontoon boat. Like, two pontoons with, like, a singular deck, and it almost looks like a tiny shack on top of it. And behind it, there's just a cloud of smoke as it's just going with its gas-powered engine slowly going across the ocean.
It is a jet ski!
It's not a jet ski, it's a pontoon boat. It's significantly bigger than a jet ski. But, yeah, you see this small boat just moving forward.
Is it coming directly towards us, or would it be on like a parallel course?
It's doing this thing where it's sort of like coming forward, but the front is turning to where almost like it's side drifting towards the island.
Just gonna turn to leader and go, that's not another friend of yours, is it, Sunshine?
Not this time, no. I don't think so.
Max, as you're running, you take a particularly deep inhale as you drop to one side of the boat because you're vaulting over it. And at that exact moment, there's a breeze that just puts like noxious gasoline fumes in your mouth.
Oh!
That's not good. Take his earphones out.
As you guys see this boat approaching, you see that inside the shack there's this little like driver's seat with a wheel, and you hear, "Oh hey, there's more people here out on the ocean. That's pretty cool." And you guys see this.
If this is Chuck, I swear to God,
this is not Chuck. This is not Chuck. I wish I'd taken the Hero Forge like screenshot because I love this character so fucking much. Okay, let me just pull up this.
This is old man Cadmus.
So you guys see this guy with an ageless face. He could be like 80 or like 28. You cannot tell. His face is like this square-jawed, like sun-tanned but still very pale face with like little pockmarked scars over it, and this grizzly gray curled beard that looks like a chunk of it's been ripped out, and another part looks burnt. He's wearing a yellow rubber jacket over the top with like a pair of what's the fucking word?
Like a full fisherman's
overall trousers. Like old fisherman's getup, and he's wearing a little captain's hat, and he's got a big ass cigar coming out of one side of his mouth.
It's Steamboat Willie.
Hey, kids. Hey, it's nice to see some people out on the ocean. The rest of you guys would be awake at this point.
That stinks.
Oh, no, the fumes are good for you.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, I've been breathing them this whole time, and I turned out okay.
Right.
Oh, I believe that.
How old are you?
Wouldn't you like to know? A lady keeps her
would.
secrets.
You're a lady?
No, it's a figure of speech. I mean, I could be, though. Damn hot enough to be one. You see,
I'm confused.
Strikes a pose, and he's just got this fucking fisherman's gut.
Are we
like,
doing this across the
side.
giant expanse of water?
He's maybe 5 feet off the edge of the beach at this point. The pontoon boat can go in very shallow water.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's out this far.
So, I kind of just drift at night. Who are you?
My name's Maximus.
Okay, well that's already bad. You shouldn't be giving strangers your real names. That seems like a poor decision just all around.
Tag, you're it. He's gonna tap Lena on the shoulder.
Okay, as you do that, the DM was very unprofessional and did not change out the battery on his headphones, which are now dying. So give me just a moment while I replace that real quick. Wow. And I apologize that I can't hear anything you're saying. So if you want to get away with anything, you should say it now before my headphones
Max has
come
1,000 hit points
kills
now.
him.
All right.
Yeah, we all kill.
So, yeah, but hi. Can I just call you Max? That's a really dumb name.
Yeah, sure. People call me Max.
Okay. What about these ones? Any points over to like Lena and Morgan, who you're both just standing there at this point?
Max is gonna step in front of them a bit.
Oh, Mr. Protector, big guy over here. It's okay. You kids, I'm not worried about it.
Zinnia and Jack's awake.
I said at this point you would have been awoken by the noxious gasoline fumes and obnoxious person that is there.
And your name?
Oh, me? You can call me Wellard.
Wellard. Right.
So, you kids on some kind of quest?
But you tell us why you're here first.
Yeah,
I already said, when I go to sleep at night, I just let the boat drift.
Okay, but why are you just sailing around doing nothing?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm doing my job. And you see he like stands up at this point and like palms the side of like the shack that's on this boat. And it's like a wooden shitty shack. It's like maybe 5 to 10 feet in either direction. This here is Bessie. It's not actually Bessie. That's just a fun joke name that I like to throw around. This is Seaman's Revenge. This is my ship. And I go around and I sell goods to people who are stranded on the ocean like yourself. Sometimes even transportation if they're stuck.
Oh, we're not stranded.
We have our own
boat.
I
see the boat, though you might as well be. He says, look at that. Even the Seaman's Revenge isn't that big of a piece of shit.
Well, hey, listen, it may not look like much, but it's a gift from someone super
Lady,
important.
right?
Someone super... And I think it's just as good as, if not better than Seaman's Revenge.
Normally we don't pronounce it like that, but what's up, Jax?
I'm using my Shepherd to the Afterlife feature to peer into him. I'm looking into.
You look at him. He has no immunities, resistances. Oh no, he has a resistance to to fire. Or sorry, yeah, to fire and to cold. But besides that, he doesn't have any immunities, weaknesses, or resistances.
And he's not undead.
He's not undead. He is a dude. You kids are being awful hostile for it to be right thing in the first thing in the morning.
Well, you know, I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere, and you're out here in a strange boat. The last person we met was a god, so, you know.
Oh, really? He takes a second. Minor god, Oh, you met the luck goddess. She's pretty okay.
How do you know things?
I'm an old man of the sea. It's not good to know things.
Old man in the sea.
You actually might know.
Recognize.
See. Yeah, go for it. Go for a history check.
What's his name?
Yeah, I'm going for a history check as well.
Well, I told you my name. What's your name?
He already said his name, actually.
What did he say? What else?
26.
His name was Wellard. 26?
Well,
Wellard with an ER.
Nowhere near
see,
26.
the Brit in me is like, oh yeah, Wellard.
Yeah.
The Wellard.
Rio, Chantel,
He calls
Wellard.
himself the Old Man of the Sea. You remember there is a god known as the Old Man of the Sea, but that's Nereus. That's a god, and you heard him described before. Nasty old man, not like what looks like if somebody took like Popeye and then gave him 10 years of heroin addiction and then recovered him. That's what this guy looks like.
Alright, well, Zinnia just looks him up and down and goes, I very much doubt you're Nereus.
No, that's what I was about to say, actually. That's my old man. So I'm the son of the Old Man of the Sea.
So you're a demigod?
Right.
Kinda, I mean... If your mom is a water spirit... I mean, I'm mortal, but I'm not human.
So you're like a satyr?
I mean, he takes one leg of his, like, overalls and hikes it up. I don't have furry legs, so they're a little hairy still. And you see the palest, most pot-marked, scarred, awful patch-hair legs you have ever seen. He's not wearing boots right now, and you can just see yellow, overgrown toenails. But I'm no satyr.
Yeah. At that, Lena's just gonna physically, like, almost not recoil, but just.
Yeah.
She's gonna step a little bit back, so like just Morgan's shoulder is in front of her, just like no.
You know, you should try. I'm gonna look in my bag. Do I have any athlete's foot medication with me?
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
you were going on the water.
I'm just gonna take it out and just be like, hey, you need this more than I do.
Athlete's foot. What is that? Some kind of band?
No, it's medication. If you're on your feet a lot. And
speaking of I got all the medication I need. And you see he like walks over to one side of the ship where there's like a ice chest.
It's gonna be
he opens it up and there's just a couple of caught fish in there, and he just grabs it looks like a bottle of fish oil and pours it on his foot and just starts rubbing.
Okay, he puts the athlete's
I got all
back in his bag.
Zinnia has a strong stomach. Bonnie does not.
I've been on the sea for 28 years.
28
You
years.
you said you had things to sell.
Oh, I do sell things. You want to come aboard and I can show you some of my wares?
Absolutely not, but I also
you
do
could
want
bring them
things, so I
down.
guess this is where we met.
Well, you gotta come in the shop if you want the things. I can't carry it all out here.
Do you have like
Can
a
you tell us what
catalog
you
we
have?
can look through?
What do I look like? Better Homes and Garden magazines?
No, you look like
I really don't think you want us to answer.
I look like I'm in my prime. And he just strokes his beard, his thumb going over the part that's missing.
you look like someone who has been putting fish oil in places and inhaling noxious fumes for 28 years.
Damn right, son. I like this one. But actually,
There is a
no, I
sense
can't
of
get off the
pride
boat.
on Morgan's face.
I actually cannot leave this boat. It's kind of a whole thing.
Oh, like in that Pirates movie.
Like a curse?
Yeah. If I had a jar of dirt, that might be helpful.
I've got a jar of dirt. I got a
I've
jar
got
of dirt.
Oh, that's a joke. I did watch those movies, though. Got myself a little TV a few years ago. But no, I can't leave the boat.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to come up.
If you want to buy anything from me, if not, I'll just be on my happy little way.
Inside check this guy. I want to see if he
Go
wants
for
to
it.
do us harm.
Go for it.
Ooh, not
Can I do
bad.
it as well?
15.
15. Go for it as well, Morgan.
Okay. I got a 19.
Okay. Both of you get the impression that this guy is one of the people who he seems like he's too into himself and lazy to lie to people. He doesn't mean you harm, but if you were to say, like, attack him, he would have no issue stabbing you in the gut.
Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm gonna put my war club right behind me, and I'm gonna climb up on the boat.
Okay, actually, so for the boat, you just need to take, like, 2 steps through the water, and then you can just, like, hop one leg on, because there is no banister or wall. It is
Okay.
a flat platform with a shed on it.
Yeah,
and
you're
an
just
engine on the
gonna
back.
jump onto the boat.
Oh, there, big guy. You're gonna shake my boat. All right,
You
anybody
want me
else
on the
coming
boat,
to
or do
see
you-
the
don't you?
winners? I mean, that's fine. I love having you up here. Oh, we lost. There he is.
Zinnia's just gonna stay on the shore and.
Okay, you're missing out.
Morgan's gonna walk up to Zinnia and turn around to Lena and go, if the two, I'll go inside and check it out. If the two of you want anything, I'll let you know what he's got.
Okay.
Jax, are you coming or are you staying?
I'll stay with Alshia.
Okay. And then, Lena, are you going up?
I'm just gonna look at Morgan, just like, I know you're okay with, like, telling me, but I'm gonna come with you, just...
Okay, so Zinnia and Jax are staying behind. The other 3 are coming up on the ship. As you guys, like, step over, I'm sure, you guys... It's crowded up on the deck of this little ship. But it is... As you stand up there, you see that this, like, small shed, you look in, full TARDIS mode. It is way bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. You guys look into it, and through the threshold, there is this, like, 15-foot wide on a side room that is still shitty, and it smells like cigar smoke and gasoline on the inside of it, with a little bit of rotten fish thrown in. But as you step in, there's this counter. So there's the like, at the doorway, there is a small little seat, like, boat sitting position with a steering wheel and a couple of pedals. And then behind that, through the doorway, there is about 5 to 10 feet worth of open space and a counter, and there's, like, shelves behind the counter, and there's a little... It looks like somebody pulled a cash register out of, like, a lake, because it's still got, like, green moss on the side of it, and the digital display is blown out. Welcome to my little shop, the Seaman's Revenge.
Little, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you like the charm? I got one of the Hecate kids to do that for me a few years ago. Traded him for some water-breathing tablets. He was drowning, so he didn't realize they wouldn't work if you're already underwater, but he did this for me.
Oh.
I don't suppose you got the name of this child of Hecate?
Nah, that was 20-something years ago. I don't remember him.
Oh, they're probably nothing to worry about then.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a skinny little guy. I think he died like the next day or something like that. He had a really bad infection in his foot.
Is it possible that he drowned?
Probably. I mean, he did try and use water-breathing tablets underwater, which normally doesn't work. Unless you got the ones I'm selling now. Those are upgraded.
Insight.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
7.
He is selling a better product now than he was to this Hecate kid. Definitely.
Okay,
But,
what do you got on offer?
Well, first thing, since we're already talking about it, he goes and he gestures to one shelf where there's like 5 little like water-soaked Altoid containers, and he picks one of them up and opens it. And inside there's these little paper-wrapped blue chewable tablets. It is Aqua Breeze. Anyone who watches the Wednesday campaign would know what these are. These are little Aqua Breeze pills of water breathing. Let's see here. Of course, since I know that we've got some godly customers here, we have access to your finest nectar and ambrosia, and picks up a small red and white water cooler from underneath the counter and pops it open, and there's these little like canned, like tiny metal cans, like espresso sized shots of nectar that are in these little pop tab cans. And he's got little granola bars of ambrosia. I picked these up off another guy a year or so back. They're still good though, within their expiration date. Except that one. Don't eat that one. And he points to one that's like, there's a little bit of water standing in the bottom of the ice chest, and it's kind of like open and oozing out into the water. I wouldn't eat that one.
I'm just gonna close that chest.
Let's see here. I picked up some granola bars off a freighter, and he shows
These
like
are
a
just straight
cardboard.
up normal granola bars.
Yeah, I got protein bars. I got chocolate chip and peanut butter ones.
We could do with some more food.
I mean, I got like 2 weeks worth.
Oh, I came.
Let's see here.
I came with a week.
He tugs on one rope on the wall, and you see there's a little section of floor that has been cut out that shows water underneath, and the rope leads into it. And he hoists it up with, like, at this point he rolls up the sleeves on his rubber jacket, and you see these muscular fucking arms covered in tattoos and scars, but he just wrenches it upward, and there's a little pulley system that pulls something about yay big and is heavy out of the water. And you see it's a section of bluish green meat with this rippling scaled hide on the side of it. I got some fresh Leviathan meat, caught it myself last night. Let's see here. We got a couple gallons of fresh water. Bet you're running low on that right now. Not many people pack a lot of fresh water. As he says that, each of you roll me a d20. Even the ones who aren't on the boat.
Oh my god, I can't roll shit today. 9.
16.
16, 9,
10.
10, 18. And then, Jax, what'd you get?
11.
You guys started this campaign with your canteens of water, and none of you really looked into getting more fresh water. Those of you that rolled a 10 or lower are looking real dangerously low on fresh water.
Ah, beans.
But I got some gallons of fresh water to sell you, or you can try my patented drip filter. And he pulls out what looks like someone's taken 2 like painter's buckets, you know, like those big 5-gallon plastic buckets, and sat one on top of the other, bound it with duct tape, and there's like little plastic tubes coming out of the sides of it, and there's a nozzle at the top. You just put some seawater in here, sit it in the sun, voila, 2 hours later, you got yourself a quart of fresh water.
That would be really useful.
That doesn't... Max is bamboozled by this contraption.
You
He
know?
does not get how you make fresh water from salt water.
Let's see here. But if that's not your fancy and you don't want me to have caught your Leviathan meat, you could always try catching one yourself. And he, for the first time, you see actual general care as he pulls out from under the counter a small box Then he opens that box, pulls out another box, opens that box, pulls out a third box that's wrapped in oilcloth, unwraps it, opens it up. Now I gotta be real careful with these because you don't want them to touch the water. And he holds up, you know, like sugar cubes?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a blood red sugar cube that's barely half an inch tall. This is a little bit of sea monster bait. Now, if this touches the water, you better not be in the area unless you're ready to catch something. But these will draw them in. And besides that, oh, yeah.
How much is that?
Oh, these 3 drachma a cube. But I do not provide carrying contraptions for it. You have to keep it waterproof on your own.
Bertie can think of so many uses for this, but Max
I know.
would not.
I know.
Morgan can think of uses for it and can think of it.
All it does is draw in a Leviathan. You don't know what it'll do when it gets there.
As long as we're not there, that's not our problem.
Yup.
Exactly.
Hey, Morgan, do you have somewhere to, like, put stuff to keep it dry?
I have a spell that could help us keep it dry.
Just saying, if we wanted to have it, I don't want it touching the water before we want it to.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, I think it would be.
before you guys decide I'm buying this, I forgot to show my most important purchase that you could get. He's gonna reach behind the counter and go, ta-da! And he pulls out another one of those like plastic 5-gallon buckets. It's white, it smells like old fish, and in the top there is a hole that is about this big cut into the lid, and there's a little like black piece of fabric where you can put something in but you can't see past it. And on the top it just says Barrel O Fun on it. If you pay me 1 drachma, you can take a spin in the Barrel of Fun. And he rattles it, and there's like inside.
Does it?
And you might get something real good or something real dumb.
Does it look like there is anything in there other than fish?
You cannot see in the bucket. It
Sorry,
doesn't sound
not
like
look.
fish
Does
inside.
it sound like there's anything in there other than fish?
It sounds like crashing and clacking. It doesn't sound like fish.
How much
It
for
sounds
the
like
water?
there's stuff in it. For the water, I charge 10 drachma a gallon because it's expensive as shit out here.
Cool.
How much for the water
Much for the drip.
machine?
The water machine, limitless water, 75 drachma.
Okay.
Sorry, but there is no economics laws out here on the ocean.
Okay.
Clearly
I'm
not.
gonna flick in 1 drachma.
You gonna put your hand in, son?
I'm gonna look at his hand.
This might be the last time you see it.
He's gonna
Go ahead.
lower it to the Barrel of Fun.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Fun times. $96.
96. You reach your hand in and almost immediately recoil as you feel it is wet and damp inside this bucket.
That's gross.
You feel like what feels like little pieces of vegetation among the objects. You're like, oh, this just be whatever he fishes out of the ocean, he just dumps in this bucket. And you feel your hand grasp around something like rectangular and hard, and you pull it out. And in your hand, there is a tiny treasure, a black treasure chest that is like yay big.
Can I open it?
There is a functional lock on it, but as you try and open it, it does not open.
How sturdy does this thing look?
Relatively sturdy. You wouldn't know without fully testing
I'm
it.
just gonna try and pop it open. I'm just gonna try and force the lock.
Roll me an athletics check.
24.
Oh, that there, son. You can fuck with that all you want. I couldn't get it open. And as you say that, Max, the tendons in his neck just fully stretch as he and you hear as it open. Max, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh fuck.
It's like a lich comes out of it.
Natural 20 plus 8.
Okay, you ignore the negative side effects of this. Morgan and Lena,
Oh no.
You see as
well as
suddenly, but I'm describing it to them. You see as the cabin is suddenly just full of purple smoke. You can't see anything, and you hear Welly go, "God damn it!" Shit. And after a second, the air begins to clear. Max, you got the majority of this purple dust into your lungs. You ignore its negative side effects. But as you look at Max, he is bright purple. His skin tone is bright purple.
You look wonderful, Maxie, dear.
Oh, I just remembered where I got that one from. I actually didn't pull that one out of the ocean like most of that. That was that Hecate kid that I was talking about. He gave me that.
I think I recognize this.
Oh. I did warn you to not try and open it because it was really hard to open, so it was probably closed for a reason.
All you said was you couldn't open it.
You didn't let me finish before you wrenched it open with your damn son. Those are big muscles.
They are big. They're big enough for me to carry a bunch of water out of here.
Oh, you're gonna purchase some water?
Cadmus is gonna place. Not Cadmus.
Oh
Max,
shit! Cadmus is here.
Max is gonna place down 9 drachma.
Oh, you can go ahead and keep those last 2, son. I only got 7 gallons on me.
It was 10 drachma per gallon, wasn't it?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Sorry, you're right. You're missing one here, son.
I don't think so. He's gonna grab a gallon.
Roll an intimidation check.
Yep.
At advantage because you're purple.
Being threatened by a blueberry.
Intimidation +2, 17.
Oh, this isn't blueberry purple. This is like fucking Barney purple. This is vibrant purple.
17.
He looks at you and goes, "Yeah, you know what, son? I think go ahead and just take it. I feel bad for you. Just keep your drachma."
He's gonna leave the 9. He's not taking charity. Okay. He's taking the gallon of water.
And then you just leave?
Yep. I'm out.
Jackson, Zinnia, you are sitting over by your boat and you hear, damn it. And you hear, and Max steps out of the shed. His clothes are totally clean and fine. His skin is bright purple. Bright purple.
You okay?
You look a little blue.
I'm not blue, I'm purple. And, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit furious.
Yeah, understandable.
I would be too if I looked like a blueberry.
I'm going back to the ship. I got us some water.
Okay, yeah, he walks up holding a plastic jug of water.
And he's just gonna vault up to the ship.
Yeah, just not, so angry that you literally just one finger pull yourself all the way up onto the ship, legs over, and as you get, below decks, the ghosts all just, look at you and, shy away a little bit. So ladies, can I interest you in the...
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, this happens sometimes. Everything's frozen.
Okay, roll me a D100.
We were frozen for a sec there. Everything that just happened.
Okay. Okay, I offer the barrel of fun again, and Morgan is taking him up on it.
Fun.
Yes, it is. It's a barrel of fun. 52? Okay. You reach in, and you're wary at this, and you feel that, slimy vegetation in there. It's really icky. But you feel something that doesn't make sense to you. Your hand closes...
Oh my god. God damn it.
Put your hand out. You have this small cube that is perfectly smooth and gray stone on every side. But as you pick it up, it feels utterly weightless. That was a curious one. That was at the bottom of the ocean, even though it feels light enough to float.
It hasn't turned me purple, so we're already on a bonus here.
Hmm.
Is there anything I can tell about it just from eyeballing it?
Roll. I'm gonna say there's a DC 25 Arcana check. So go ahead and roll your Arcana check. But this is a high DC to try and recognize what the fuck this is.
Fuck! I rolled a 24.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Something in your brain picks at the idea it's somehow related to Olympus, but you don't remember what it is.
I put it in my inside pocket.
Okay.
I will come back to that later.
How about you, young lady? Want to try the barrel of fun?
Lena's just gonna look at him, just like with the most polite disgust in her eyes, as she just hands him a drachma and puts.
Oh, you're gonna try it? Hell yeah! Roll me a D100.
So that's this. So it's this and this.
79.
Okay, give me just a moment. I'm typing down what you guys have gotten off this so far, so I know not to do it again. So Max got the tiny treasure chest that turns people purple. Let's see here. By the way, you still have this treasure chest. It's in your hand. It's closed again. Just letting you know. Morgan got the weightless block. And then what was the roll?
79.
79. Let me open up my document.
Perfection.
Yeah.
This is interesting. You stick your hand in, and you feel something heavy and circular is the first thing you touch. Not circular in terms of a sphere, but a flat disc. And your finger slides in the middle. There's a gap in the center of the disc that your finger hooks around, and you pull it out, and it's heavy. It's maybe 4 inches all the way around. It is a stone. It almost looks like a CD, but it's like an inch thick. And it's made of these different wedges of differently colored wet stone of like reds and greens and yellows and blues.
Well, do you know anything about this?
I mean, it's got some writing there on the edge, but like, other than that, I ain't got a clue what it is. That's why it ended up in the barrel of fun.
Some form of Elvish.
Can I read the writing?
You look at it, it looks like it's some dialect of ancient Greek, not one you recognize.
Some form of Elvish. You can't read it.
Can I show it to Morgan and see if she recognizes it?
Morgan, at this point, if you glance over, you also would not recognize the script.
I take a look at the item itself.
If Lena allows you to.
Woohoo! Zinnia has comprehend languages and identify. Woohoo!
Morgan, you pick it up, and it's a heavy stone piece. You don't know what it's to, but it's very intricately designed in that there is no seams between the sections of stone, so it looks like this was masterfully carved. It's a bit heavy, and there are chips along the edges of it where it's obviously been hurt over the years. But other than that, it's just a stone ring.
I give it back to her and say, "This is a stone ring." No, it's like I would hold on to it for now. Might be able to figure out what use it has. Perhaps it will turn us green.
This is what all of these items do. Turns you various colors.
Yeah.
It's actually, they're all just pranks. Yeah, you take back your stone ring. Now that we've gotten the barrel of fun out of the way, unless anyone wants to try again. Is there anything else you wanted to buy from me?
Wait, actually, can I try the barrel of fun again? Can I try it 2
All right,
times?
maximum of 2 tries a day, though. Otherwise, I don't want people to clear out my barrel of fun.
How much for the barrel of fun in
terrible.
its entirety?
How much for the barrel of fun?
100
Right now.
drachma.
I'll give you 1 drachma.
Okay, so you're
If
trying
one
one more time. Roll me a
drachma for one
percentile.
go,
Roll me a
or one
percentile die.
whole thing.
Got 76.
76? Okay, roll again.
Yeah.
Because there's not 2 multicolored stone
I'm gonna
discs.
roll again. Because I got 55.
55! Your hand feels something that does not make sense in a wet environment because it's also extremely wet, but it feels like it's undamaged by it. You feel a piece of parchment. And you pull it out, and it's covered in just vegetation and ocean ooze, and it's wet. But you, like, unravel it, and it's a sketch of some mechanism. You just glancing at it would not be immediately able to make out what it is. Do you have proficiency in, like, tinker's tools or anything like that? And then you would, unless you were to actively get a very high DC check, you would not be able to make heads or tails of what this is.
I really thought I was gonna unscroll it. It just says, Poseidon says fuck you.
No, that's
Damn
the entire quest, alright? We'll get there eventually.
Then she's gonna just pocket it.
Okay.
She's gonna turn to Lena and say, should we get some of the little cube things to summon leviathans?
Yeah.
Again, if you're gonna purchase these, I cannot stress enough how much you cannot get them wet until you're ready to use them.
Do you have a container that we could buy?
That is not what I offer here. I have my one container that I use for all of my product. That is up to you.
Well, as long as we can keep it dry, I think it's probably going to get it.
Why not? Risk is kind of fun.
Alright, how many cubes you buying?
How much did you say it was again?
3 drachma apiece.
I don't really know how many we're gonna need, Morgan.
Let's take 2, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Alright then. 6 drachma it is. You go ahead and somebody mark it off. And he pulls out a small Ziploc bag and puts both of them in there and zips it again, and then zips it a 3rd time just to make sure. Alright, here you go. Please wait to use those until I am at least 2.6 miles away.
Bet.
Yeah, sure thing. He just throws it on the ground like.
Little girl, I will sink your boat. I swear to the gods themselves, I will sink your boat, and then I'm gonna cry, and you're gonna have made a grown man cry, and you're gonna feel really bad about it.
I'm not going to drop this in there. I will wait until we're appropriate miles away until we do it. But if you call me little girl again, you are going to seriously regret it.
Fine, small lady, just please do not use them near my boat.
You're very lucky I'm bored right now.
He, by the way, is like 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like looking down at him from my 6'4" stature.
Alright, is there anything else I can offer to this group?
Jump up your own butt.
You're just mad because you got turned purple.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Alright then. Well, hopefully you'll see me again. Bahamas, here we come. That's where I've been trying to land for the past 10 months, but the currents don't take me there. I'll get there eventually, one day.
Yes, I'm sure you will.
Well, alright then. Kindly get off my boat, please.
We're just gonna get off the boat.
Just go.
Alright, as you start leaving, he like reaches over to the one cooler with fish and just takes out a raw fish and just starts eating it.
I fireball his boat.
Ah,
It's just full with scales and
He's just
everything.
gonna like grimace and just start walking a little bit faster to get away.
Alright then. Sounds good.
We're gonna meet him again. He's gonna fully look like Gollum.
Alright then. He sticks his head out the front and you hear the of the engine start back up, and he begins to slowly drift away from the island. I'll be seeing you, kids. Hopefully not anytime soon. Bunch of sour pussies.
I hope you
And he keeps
sing.
going.
Bye.
Ditto. He takes another bite of his fish.
That's really unhealthy. He's gonna die of monoxide poisoning.
I can still hear you.
I don't think he can die at this point.
He's right. I can't. And he just keeps going.
Imagine living forever as that guy.
His boat is going at about 5 miles an hour. He is not moving quickly.
We just strip past him on a fucking ancient Greek trireme.
Yup.
Can we? Can we?
But the 5 of you now exist. Are you going to eat your rations now or later?
Later.
I'm not hungry.
Later.
Okay. Max, you are still purple, by the way.
I know. I would probably try. You'd probably try and wash it off.
Okay. You try and wash it off. It's not coming off.
I didn't think it would.
No. Morgan, you take a look at the scroll. Go ahead and just roll me a d20 plus your int, because you are not proficient in anything that would let you know about it.
I was gonna give it to Zinnia.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't get to go through the bucket, so I wanted to get something for them.
Oh, okay.
For Jax and Zinnia, who didn't get to come on board and go, Zinnia can give herself proficiency in things. Do you have Tinkerous?
Bitch, I might.
You have, and she's going to look between the two of you and kind of hand Zinnia this scroll and say, "It was from a bucket of fun. Trust me, it was better that neither of you went through it."
In your ears, very faintly, not physically spoken to you, but even though he's no longer here, you can hear it. You hear barrel of fun, not bucket of fun, in your head.
Bucket of fun?
He's gonna curse us. He's gonna curse our trip on the sea.
Take it.
Oh God.
Look at it.
You look at it. Do you have proficiency in like tinkerer's tools or anything like that?
They do now.
You're gonna use it. All right. Yeah. You take a moment to separate look at it. Go ahead and roll me with your intelligence and proficiency just a tinkerer's tools check to look at it.
That's a 27.
You are very impressed because for this moment of accessing someone else's memories, a person from a long time ago, you don't remember his name, but you remember he designed this, and he's really excited as you think about his memories. It's something big, it's something scary. You see designs for treads, for cannons that fire Greek fire. You see a mode that might change into a boat if the right switch is hit at the right time. This is the designs for something very cool. Go ahead and write Archimedes War Machine blueprints in your inventory.
I was gonna say, is this an Archimedes control disc? Ah, we're frozen again.
This is not a control disc. This is the design for a full war machine.
Zinnia's just gonna like look a little excited. I designed this.
Hey, what?
Oh, like one of
Remember,
her
past
memory people?
One of their previous
Okay.
lives.
What
So
exactly
is
is
it
it?
something we can?
It's a war machine.
Can we make it?
Can you build things?
Not with
On
what
a
we
boat.
have.
I mean, if we've got the instruction kit, it's just like.
You looking at these designs it would take more than the entire Hephaestus cabin to make this. The amount of celestial bronze alone that goes into this is not something that it couldn't be made in anything outside of a massive workshop.
Okay.
I mean, it could be used as a barter's tool, at the very least.
Hey, Zinnia, I'm just gonna hold out the disc to her. It's got some kind of ancient Greek, but apparently my Greek's not that good.
Okay. They're going to take it and cast Identify. Oh no, comprehend languages to read it.
comprehend languages to read it? Mm-hmm. Okay, you cast comprehend languages. Are you doing this as a ritual, or are you using your use of it for the day?
I'm gonna use my use of it.
Okay, so you cast comprehend languages, and you look at the edge of the disc, and it is old Grecian, old ancient Greek. Weird script. The words are a lot more flowy and watery, and it takes you a moment to be like, oh yeah, this is the script of Atlantis, a variation of regular ancient Greek. And the outer ring is not necessarily exactly translatable words. It's a poem about the Lord of the Sea and how he would always protect us. You're not quite sure what it's meant to imply, but yeah, that's the poem that's written on the disc.
Zinnia tells Lane about.
Okay. That's cool. That doesn't answer any of my questions. But thank you.
So you're not going to cast Identify on it, to be clear?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll cast it.
Okay, there we go. Now I gotta give you the name of it. The key to the Atlesian War Vault is in your hand. You guys got two of the best things out of that bucket that you possibly could have got.
Purple
You
cheeks.
You don't know. Oh, sorry, it's the Atlantean. I don't know why I said Atlesian because I'm looking at this fuck. Atlantean War Vault. You guys don't know where that vault is, but it exists.
This would be great for the team that are going to Atlantis.
Yeah.
You don't even know it's in Atlantis. But that exists.
For them.
Also, they might have also had a chance to do this had they encountered Wellard. Wellard is available as an option for both of you.
Soon may the Wellard man come.
That's actually the entire reason I wrote Wellard. He is a reference to the Wellerman song. Is there anything else you guys would like to accomplish before you set sail for the day?
No, he's done. He's done his exercise.
Could I ask Zinnia if she could cast? Oh no, you go, Jax.
Oh, I was going to just ask what happened to Max and his skin.
He's still purple. He tried to wash it off. It did not come off.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to Morgan and be like, "What's with Barney over there?"
Frank Teggety chest.
Roll me
Wear off.
what's your Arcana bonus, Morgan?
10.
10? So that means you have a passive Arcana of 20? A remove curse spell would probably get rid of it pretty quickly.
Does Morgan want to do that?
Does Morgan have remove curse? I don't remember.
Oh
It's
no, I
on-
don't have that.
It's on her spell list. I don't know if she
It's on
picked
the
it.
Hecate list. Let me have a look.
Why would Morgan
I
ever
have
want to remove
bestow
a
curse. I have bestow curse. I don't have remove curse.
Could you bestow a curse that turns me normal color?
I've cursed you to be average.
That's actually like Max's greatest fear. I think that's actually
Yeah, I think-
terrifying for Max.
Don't
do that.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I won't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a remove curse. I have bestow curse.
Just something for you to keep in mind.
Max is gonna chill in the crow's nest.
Interesting.
But Jax, did you have something else you wanted to say?
Does this Greek trireme have a crow's nest?
It does not, because triremes don't have crow's nests.
He's gonna sit on top of one of the masts.
They have eyes.
Oh, you
but
can
that's
climb
it.
that easy. Yeah.
He's just gonna sit on top of one of the masts.
Jax, you good?
I was just, gonna do the slightest, care of Max. Just, you okay, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm great.
If you want to go for a run around the boat, let me know.
Haven't we started sailing?
No, I was asking if you're going to,
Oh,
but I asked if you guys had anything else you wanted to do before you started sailing.
You wanna go for a run?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna come down.
Right. The two of you begin to start doing laps around the island before you guys, while the ghosts are starting to get everything ready to set sail.
Yeah.
18 decks is why I'm saying run and not exercise.
Yep. And as you're doing so, Morgan, real quick before I finish, what do you need?
Can I ask Zinnia if she could cast Identify on the cube?
They have one use of that a day, so they could try.
Can I cast it as a ritual?
Yes, as a ritual you may. So you take 10 minutes while everyone is beginning to exercise. Minstrel is getting loaded back up onto the ship. This cube does not have a proper name because it is a material and not necessarily a proper object. As soon as Zinnia begins to relay information about the cube, you will be aware that you're very, very close. Olympus itself is a floating city that is fueled by the faith of the denizens below it, and it moves with Western civilization. This floating city floats upon a very specific kind of rock that is powered by faith. Sometimes when it's flying over sections of continents and or oceans, pieces of it fall off. This cube is a piece of that. It is a weightless cube that is the same type of material that Olympus flies upon.
And if I believe in the heart of the cards, it will fly too.
I genuinely don't believe Morgan has enough faith to do anything with this.
Oh!
I genuinely don't believe that that's the case.
You didn't get to use his magic
That's
item until
right.
you're not a cynical bitch. That's what.
Good luck! It'll take at least an episode! Probably more. Probably way more.
But as Lena is getting Minstrel up on the ship, Zinnia and Morgan are sitting together trying to get information about the items they've received from Wellard, and Jax is running, but not necessarily running at the same pace as Max around this island.
It's like
That is where
Captain
we're gonna
America
end
and Sam
today's
Wilson.
episode. Yeah, it is. But that's where we're going to end today's episode, because we needed to have a little bit of a shorter time today because some of us have some places to go after this episode, but we're all really excited to see you guys next week, next Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. Is everybody ready to say goodbye? Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Take us out, Max.
Bye.